I'm filming in my sister-in-law's room, and she's hiding her. Oh, whoopsies. She's hiding her dirty ass clothes. Just kidding. It's not dirty.
It's clean.
It's clean. Papa, go.
She won't move.
Papa. Now I can film. Lately I've been loving story times, and so I think I'm gonna call my story time coffee break because I love coffee, and you obviously need a coffee break once in a while. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. And yes, my setup is not the best, which is I just have my Alexandra's hydro flask, and I just put my iPhone on top, so whatever works. But she has this big ass window and it's perfect lighting. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna be filming. Hi everyone, it's Jenny here, and as you can see in the title, this is gonna be a story time of why I quit my job. And I really feel so inspired to make this because lately I've just been surrounded with people that are so unhappy with their jobs, and so I wanted to share this story just so maybe it could help you out in the future. So I'm gonna be stuttering a lot because it's my first video, so just bear with me. Okay, so I just want to say right now that where I am with my career and my job, I'm so happy. I love the company that I work for. I love my boss. I love the people that I work with, and it's overall a happy place for me. So I'm talking about my previous job before this one that I have now. Eddie, if you're watching this, I love you. You are seriously the best manager I've ever had. So. But yes, so I'm going to talk about Toyota. Oh my gosh, where do we even begin? Okay, so I guess I'll start when I quit Michael Kors. So before I worked at Toyota, I was working at Michael Kors as a supervisor. And I left Michael Kors because at that time in my life, I wanted to try out something new. I've always been in retail. So I felt like, you know, going to a different route would be good at that time for me. But I was really happy at my job too. I was at Michael Kors for about 3 years, and I recently got promoted at that time, probably like 2 years before I quit my job. But yeah, I was really happy. Again, just like the company that I work for right now, it was the same feeling. So I loved my boss, the people that I work with, what I was doing, I absolutely loved. And so I didn't really have a reason to leave, except for the fact that I felt like I was ready to take on something new. And when my friend actually recruited me to work at Toyota, I was so excited because I was going to work as a credit specialist. And I mean, like, I didn't know anything about credit. Like, how can I be a credit specialist, right? But anyways, so yes, I did quit my Michael Kors job. But let me tell you this, when I was on the way to my interview at Toyota, I felt like everything was just going so wrong. So I remember driving there, and I felt nauseous and actually threw up in the car, and which was so weird because it never happened before. And then I was on the way to Staples to print my resume, but for some reason that day, like, it was super slow, and so like I couldn't, you know, I didn't want to be late on my interview. And so I went on my last resort, which is, you know, my friend that was working there, I just told her to just print my resume there, which was super unprofessional, by the way. But I mean, I wanted to show up with a resume. Overall, with the interview, everything went really well, and I was super excited to start working there because I was gonna have my own desk. You know, it was gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be like a super chill job, and plus I was gonna be working with my old coworkers, so I was like, you know, why not? So the first couple months was really good, and when I got that commission check, it was probably like 4 times. That one check was 4 times the money that I was making at Michael Kors. And so obviously that got me fired up into, you know, selling cars. So credit specialist, we are also sales. It's just that we're not like the regular salespeople that, you know, you I guess like you have to wait outside, or you know, I don't know, like it's really different. And we have a lot of I guess we have a lot of leads. So we have direct mail that we send out. We have old clients that we call. We also shoot a commercial, which was super fun, and it was such a great experience because I don't know, I felt like acting was supernatural to me. So I had so much fun, and it was super cool because I felt like I had a lot of my families would see me on TV, so that was a plus. But yeah, so sometimes customers come to us instead of us approaching them. Obviously you got to put in work, but it's not as hard as, you know, like the regular salespeople that are just like outside. But anyways, for the first, I would say for the first 6 months was really good, especially when I see that paycheck. That's what kept me going. But ultimately I don't know, like I just felt like I felt like it was benefiting me more than it was benefiting my clients, and I hated that. I remember driving home and I would just cry, and I just felt so unfulfilled. Like I felt like I didn't, after selling like car to someone, yes, maybe it'll like benefit them, but I just felt like it just felt wrong. And so I was super unhappy. I started underperforming. I remember I would like, if okay, when you're in sales, you have to have all the stipulations ready, and sometimes customers go in there and it's not ready, because sometimes, you know, customers could go in there without even expecting to leave with a car that day. And so sometimes they would just have their ID, they wouldn't have their pay stubs. We would need like bank statements, and you need all that stipulations in order for the loan to go through. So I remember a couple times I would go to my client's house, like waiting for that person to come out because they haven't been, like, you know, responding to me, and we needed the stipulations in order for the loan to go through, and they've been driving the car. And so it's kind of a risk as well. Even though the money was there, it just wasn't serving me anymore. So yeah, I was underperforming for probably like a year and a half. I mean, I would still sell cars, but my heart just wasn't in there anymore because, like I said, I just felt like it was benefiting me more than my clients. And in sales, it's, you know, you gotta be a shark. Like, you need to, if you're not thick-skinned, like, you're not gonna survive in sales. So yeah, I realized that I wasn't that thick-skinned. But yeah, I mean, I had so much fun at that job because of my coworkers, but that line of job was just not for me. But, you know, nonetheless, I'm really glad that I got to experience it, because now I know what I want and what I don't want. Now I know that I want something fast-paced, and sales could be super slow. My days would be like mostly phone calls. People would come in to buy a car like some days, but yeah, it's mostly phone calls, and that just wasn't cutting it for me. It was so slow. But yeah, I mean, for the first couple months it was really good because of the money, like I said. But and then I actually like told myself, like, you know, I can do this, like I can make this long term, like I just need to get used to it. But the more that I forced myself, the more that I just was so unhappy. And I remember I was so stressed out. I would drive like an hour and a half to get to work, and before I got to work I would just like cry. I would just cry, and like I would question myself and like, why am I even doing this? Why am I even driving there when I don't even like the job? But for 6 months I stuck to it. But you know, I realized that it's not really worth my health, because when I was so stressed out that my health was just really bad in my relationship. I was like straining my relationship with my partner at that time. And yeah, I would just come home and complain. I would just be so unhappy with my life overall at that time. I felt like I defined myself of my job, of, you know, what I was doing at my job. And I know you're not supposed to do that, but yeah, that's what I was doing. So fast forward, after a year of working there, I finally told my boss that I couldn't do it no more. And I was straight up honest to her. I told her that I felt like this job was just not for me. And I told her that I was underperforming, and I hate underperforming. Like, that's not me. And she actually like tried to make me stay, like, so many times, but ultimately, like, I just needed to like get out of that situation because I know it just wasn't working for me anymore. But yeah, anyways, like, I wanted to make this video because if you are at a job where you hate it, or you're dragging yourself going to that job, like, I'm here to let you know that there are better things for you out there. Like, if you're not happy with your job right now, it is not even worth it for you to stay there, because you will physically get sick. The longer you prolong staying at that job, you will physically get sick, and that was me. And there's a lot of other jobs out there, or there's a lot of other jobs out there that you can go to. Don't think that where you're at right now, even though it's a good pay, don't imprison yourself in there, because in the in the long run, like, your happiness is much more worth it than however money you get. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that experience. I hope that it will encourage you to do something for yourself. Honestly, guys, like, you only live once, really, and what are you really making of your time? So yeah, I hope that this will inspire you to do what you're supposed to do. So yeah, I mean, if this video helps even one person out there, I would be really, really happy. And I will see you guys in my next video, I guess. Bye.